End by the window, I could make out a figure, ducked down on all fours, and
Hello beautiful souls! Welcome to Hijabi Reactions channel. So I'm Amy.
I'm Jay, and we are so glad to have you guys here with us today.
So today we will be reacting to 3 horror animation. So
don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below.
below. Let's get started.
I live on the outskirts of a mid-sized town in Wyoming. The whole reason I live here is because owning a huge plot of land isn't as impossible of a task as it can be in most other states. My house is small, but it was cozy enough for living alone. This happened 4 years ago, in 2019. It was spring, and we were going through a month of pouring rain almost every single day. It was a Sunday, and I was home from work, spending the day watching TV and resting. Sometime around 6 or 7, I got an unexpected knock at my door. I barely heard it through the rain, and when I answered the door, I was even more surprised to see it was some random guy, not a mailman or anything.
Oh my god, that guy look creepy. Look at the face. He's not even looking humble.
It's basically so weird.
Thing of the sorts.
Why would you open your door to just some random guy? You don't even ask who is it.
I think he thinks he's a strong man.
Someone coming all the way out onto my property without notice was very unusual, being that it was far out of the way.
No, just look at this guy's eyebrows.
Why is still the door open? Why is the door still open? Look at this creepy guy just staring at you. I would have just slammed the door back.
Literally, I wouldn't have even opened the door.
Yeah, I know you. You wouldn't even look outside.
Hey, how can I help you? I said.
That voice is weird.
The guy, looking somewhere in his late 20s, said he'd been camping out in the woods nearby and had gotten into some trouble and needed a place to stay for the night.
No.
With the location of my house, if he wasn't lying, then showing up at my doorstep would make sense because I was the closest place within the woods by at least 5 or 6 miles. It was also pouring out, which made me...
Well, I don't understand why people buy a house in the middle of a woods.
I don't know who are you going there
in the
for.
forest and he lives alone.
I don't know who he is staying, like he's there alone, and the fact that he was like, I understand, I was closest to the woods.
Because I would just be like, stay outside and we can just call the police or
why would you go to someone's house and be like, it's raining, so I came here to like have a room for myself? Like, that's not your house.
Made me feel even worse for him, but it still didn't take away from the possible danger of letting a stranger into my home. I offered him a phone call to get a ride into town, but the guy denied my offer.
Sense.
After bluntly saying he couldn't stay here, the guy walked off.
He looks like he just put some bag of bin bag or like something else. I don't know. The way he's walking, he's like you know, those century, the those kind of
he looks like those from the 15th.
I don't know.
I
don't remember. I don't know
like
the date.
The AC and DC time. It's like the prophet time.
Yeah, that's what I was
how they are
thinking.
dressing, and he looks like with long hair and all sort of stuff. And this guy is just here. He didn't even close the door.
I watched him go down the dirt road a little ways. Then he veered off and walked into the woods.
I literally hate ads. They're always getting on my nerves. Like, for real, what is your problem?
Let's go to
Okay.
As odd as that was, I didn't have it on my mind for more than a few minutes before I was back to watching TV.
I hope you locked the
I didn't
door.
check the time very often, but
Why
it
is
had
still
to be at
watching
least
the
2
TV?
hours later and well into the night when I saw an orange glare coming from the window by my
Why
backyard.
does that door look weird?
I got up and moved the
That's
curtain.
not a door.
Through the rain and fog, I I saw a campfire right in the middle of the woods outside my house.
Well, it's raining
It was
though.
small, flickering under a large tree as
Why
the
would you
rain
even
poured
open
down
your
on
window
it.
so big, like
Standing
someone
next to
can
it,
see you?
there was the outline of a figure
Man
holding
look
something.
different though. This one.
Yeah.
I couldn't
I
tell
don't know
though
if
if he was
maybe-
facing my house or into the woods. After a moment,
That's-
I closed the curtains and picked up my phone, calling the police to let
That's
them know
literally
about this
clever.
person
Okay.
outside my house.
He's been like the other.
I
You
knew-
know, most of the time the people will be like, "Excuse me,
What are you doing in
what
my?
are you doing there? Are you alright?" And they'll just get out, and you'll be like, they even go to the person like, "Are you alright?"
And I'm like, what is your problem? He's at least
At least
smart.
this man have sense.
Yeah.
It would take probably an hour for them to get here, and whoever was out there
hour?
wasn't doing me any
Because you live
harm.
very
But at the
far.
very least, I
Why
wanted
do
them
you buy
away
a
from my
house
house
in the
before I
middle
went to
of
bed.
nowhere.
Once I got off the phone with the officer,
Because he already
checked
can
the
see
window
you
ag-
through
Bro,
the
the
window.
part that I don't understand is the fire is still going on and the rain is going on. How come the rain didn't turn? That's really weird for me.
Again,
Because it's under a
the
tree.
fire was
I don't
still
know.
burning lightly, but the figure wasn't there. Then I heard footsteps coming toward the house.
Because you
I
open your
ran to the other
blinds and you're
window
standing-
and caught sight of him walking
Oh,
past
that
with a
guy,
hunting
that guy.
rifle in his hand before he turned the corner and went to the front door. He banged on it a few times,
Don't open
then
the
it
door.
went quiet.
Do not say anything.
I grabbed
Oh,
my self-defense
oh my
handgun
God, I
from the
swear.
hallway closet and hid around the wall, still trying to process the situation I was in. He hit the door again. This time I could tell it was with the stock of his rifle, nearly breaking a panel out of the door. In this moment, I could only think that I had to try to deter him immediately before it becomes life or death for one of us. I shot around toward the edge of the door frame, deafening
like-
myself for a second
think he's
as the
just,
shot
like,
rang
thinking
through
he's
the
good.
house.
Like worse. Like
When my hearing came back, all I heard was the rain pouring down.
Wait, what?
No
What do you-
footsteps.
I'm really
I'm confused. Where is the guy and what did he do?
I'm confused. I thought he's
No, should we go back? Because I'm confused what happened. Okay. He was here, he got his little gun.
I had to try to deter him immediately before it becomes life or death for one of us.
It would be.
I shot around toward the edge of the door frame, deafening myself for a second as the shot rang through the house. When my hearing came back, all I heard was the rain pouring down. No footsteps, banging, or yelling. I gathered up courage after
really
5 minutes of no sounds and looked out the peephole, seeing an empty porch, and outside in the yard were clear footprints going away from the house. He must have run right after the shot, during the couple seconds I couldn't hear. Police did a thorough search and found some strange details. Out by where the campfire was, they found a duffel bag with evidence of it having been buried nearby and likely dug up just hours before the attack. What they told me is that it was most likely a burglary kit, or possibly even a murder kit, that was planted in advance with the intent to be dug up and used later on. This means whoever attacked me had planned it and had been right outside my house at least once before that night. Why he attacked me specifically is not known, and who and where he is currently is still no closer to being figured out than it was 4 years ago. I still live in the same house and worry every day
like
that he
serious.
might come back.
Okay. Personally, this wasn't a scary horror at all. It was just like really weird for me because I thought the guy would do something else, but not just go to the door and then. Yeah, that's like very boring. Actually, that's not scary at all for me.
It's not scary. I think the main character here is annoying. Why are you still staying at the same place that you?
But the
They
fact that
actually
like
wanted to kill you there. Why
yeah,
are you
he's still staying there. Like he said, the guy maybe they have been planning scenes to kill him, and but you're still living in that house.
Yeah, because he's in the middle of nowhere, so everyone wants to kill him.
This guy look creepy. Like look at that face. So let's watch the next horror. Hopefully, it's
Another one.
yeah. Hopefully, it's much scarier than this because this one is not at all. By the way, we are at night. I don't know what time, but like. Everywhere you go. Oh, I think this is the
Yeah, we are just trying to watch a horror movie.
like.
No.
Why is it?
I was 22 at the time
really
and living in a very small one-bedroom house in the cheapest area of my city. After work on a Friday night, I hopped online to game with a bunch of my friends. It was the perfect night for staying up late, with heavy downpour outside and no work or school the next day.
Like,
I forgot his name. Like we will put the picture right here. He looks like this guy that turned into different animal. It's a
yes, his sword.
watch. I don't know his name. He have green eyes,
Yeah,
the same
and
hair.
the same outfit. Right. I think the animation they just
Pick any characters they like.
We played for probably 2 hours before a sudden sound had me put everything on pause for a minute. It was a thump, sounding like it was upstairs. My initial concern was a possible leak in the roof
Why
caused
are
by the
you
rainfall, so I
investigating?
went up to look.
Listen, I rather look
The only
myself
rooms
on
upstairs were the single bedroom and a half bathroom, and neither of them had any signs of leaks anywhere, so I ran back down and got back online with my friends. I was on for a while, only getting off at 2 a.m. because everyone else went to bed. I shut everything off and sat on the couch with some snacks while I watched YouTube on my phone. 10 minutes in, I heard another thump. It was from upstairs again, but it was so muffled that it almost sounded like it was on the roof or something. I did an even more thorough search of both my bedroom and the bathroom up there, but there wasn't anything showing itself to be the cause of the sound. I was sure it wasn't thunder either,
about the
because
window
it
over
vibrated
there?
through the walls
Look, the
like
blinds are
something
open
literally
again. Why
hitting
did
the
everyone open
house.
their blinds?
Even at night.
After 10 minutes
Oh
of
my
looking
God,
around,
this
I was
guy
so
is
determined to
gone
figure
for-
it out
he's
that I
mental.
put on my shoes and went out into the rain
his-
to
What?
see if there
He
was
was
something
outside in
more
the rain to
noticeable
check.
from outside.
He looks
At
so
first I saw
skinny.
nothing of significance,
His legs
but then I
look
noticed
like
a
a
tree
skeleton.
branch getting pretty close to the side of my house. It was a large and sturdy branch though, that was a good 3 or 4 feet away from the siding. And even in the rain, it wasn't really swaying
In the
all
rain,
that much.
like I would not do
It
that.
seemed unlikely that it could reach the side and bang up against the side of the house. As I looked at it though, I realized there was a small window on the house that the tree kind of covered up. It was higher than my bedroom window, meaning it had to be an attic. I had no idea there was an attic at this house. The hatch was definitely nowhere noticeable, and the roof wasn't a steep slope, so it didn't look like there would even be room for one. This hidden
Oh my God,
window
he looks
was the
so
first clue
weird.
I'd ever
He
seen
left the
to
door
indicate
It's
there
like,
being an attic.
I'm so cool.
I went inside, even more curious than I was before, and started searching for this hatch that I had to have somewhere.
He
It took
left
a
the
minute,
main
but I
door
found it inside my bedroom closet. It was small
It
and
looks so
perfectly
like-
smooth with the ceiling,
Is this
basically
like,
blending in.
Color blue on him representing rain or
Yeah,
something.
I think it's
That's crazy.
it's very
Aside from the tiny gaps from where it opens, I stood up on a box and pulled it down, releasing a rusty ladder from the opening.
How come you never noticed
Immediately, I was hit with a rotten smell, followed by another thump sound. From below, I could tell the attic was extremely short, maybe 2 feet tall at most. I climbed up carefully and looked into
I
this
would just
tiny
lock that
space.
door and
You know, this is what I don't understand about people. Mostly,
especially you didn't bring any light with you, did you? Doesn't
I
it?
think if I had anything like this and I know someone is like in the attic, I would just get out and start running away.
No, literally,
the
I will
neighbors.
lock the door so that they would not come down. They would just be stuck there and call the police. Period. And also, him saying that there's people sleeping in the house while he's awake, he can call them like
Yeah, he can just start shouting.
like he want to be the hero of the family.
Basically a wide, dark tunnel, and at the end by the window, I could make out a figure, ducked down on all fours and looking straight at me.
This one was so mad.
I almost fell off the ladder, trying to jump down and run away. I heard them shuffling around as I got my phone and left the house, calling 911 in my driveway.
I would just faint in one.
The cops got there and detained the man, who was just some homeless person. Apparently, he climbed the tree up to the window and made his way in, staying up there for at least a week without me having noticed.
I would have fainted.
The absurdity of it all was almost unbelievable.
He was just like,
I moved out very soon after that, and every house since, I've always checked the attics. But the one thing that has stayed with me is the image of that man at the end of the attic, on his hands and knees, staring at me with eyes resembling both fear and anger.
oh, that scares me. Okay. Wait, that's an ad. Whatever. That was scary. That was literally scary. I can feel my headache in my head. Like literally, I'm having headache for real. That was really scary.
Wow.
So let's.
It was a jump scare. But how would you rate it? The first one. How would you rate the first one?
The first one was like very weird at the same
I
time.
think I would rate that like a 2 out of 10.
I think I will give a little bit honest reaction. I would say like 3, a little bit. Like it was like a little bit.
Because I was
Because the guy was a little bit creepy with the eyebrows, like. But this one, oh, let's go. I will go for 8.
I think I might go for. I think I will also go for 8.
Because I'm not sure. I don't want to choose it as a 9 when the other one is going to be much scarier.
Well, this one is a jump scare, but it wasn't scary all the time. It was just that jump scare.
Yeah, that part.
And you were hiding your head like.
No, because I always that was weird. The next one. Oh, I love rainy
In
days.
my mid-20s, I worked at a retail store as the overnight manager. It wasn't a big place, and the only reason I was technically a manager was because I'd be the only overnight worker. So, I was in charge of checking stock, filling shelves, and sometimes receiving order shipments. I was very satisfied with the job and never found myself hating the work. And up until this, I hadn't had anything really happen.
Look like you need a.
It was a weekday night, and a storm was just setting in as I started my shift. Over the first hour of being there, the rain had picked up, and the wind was hitting the building much harder than before, making a lot of noise. I was filling the shelves for the first 2 hours, trying to get the time-consuming tasks out of the way first. As I was in the aisle, though, I heard a thud sound resonating through the building. It sounded like it came from the back of the store in the warehouse section, where our delivery bay
Have a
was.
rainy day in a shop.
I walked over and saw the solid metal back door that truck drivers use to get in when making deliveries.
Oh, I don't know.
The more I thought about it, the more I convinced myself that the thud sounded like a bang at this door, as if a driver was trying to make a delivery, but there were none scheduled for tonight.
Oh, no.
So why are you still here?
I opened the door
No,
and was
why
met
is-
with a face full of
Why is everyone so stupid in this
Like,
story?
why would you open it? I know you are their staff.
Like,
You're
the other
supposed
one
to be
just
like,
the other one went outside to check, and this one is opening the door.
but at least the other one, the monster wasn't outside, was inside.
Oh yeah, but why would you go outside to check something?
No, like I don't know. Do they think they're the responsible people? All of the people we have been watching is all males at the moment. I think they think they're really brave. It's like, why are you giving me that bad eye?
cold rain and wind. I stuck my head out briefly to look down at the shipping bay and
How
saw
can we
no
even see this? I
trucks,
can't see.
so I
It's really
closed the
dark.
door and dried off.
I hope you closed it tight.
While walking back to the aisle, I assumed the noise was just the building having shifted a bit from the wind, or maybe just some strange sounding thunder that I hadn't noticed before. I continued working for another full hour
Is there
before
any
taking a
customer?
lunch break in the back office, spending maybe
I
15
think
minutes
with
there
nice
before
stuff,
heading
you need to
back.
close the
But
shop.
while I was
Anyone
walking
wants
through
to
the
come, they have to
store,
knock.
I got this strange feeling, like everything had gone silent, aside from the rain ticking on the roof. It gave me chills, and as I reached the end of the aisle, I saw something that
What
made
is
my
he
heart
very
almost
quiet?
stop.
What is he looking at?
Right next to my cart, halfway down, was a line of wet shoe prints through the aisle.
there were no one following him. Was it a ghost?
Maybe. It's
I approached it without even thinking and tried to figure out how this was even possible.
I love the fact that it was
Literally, I
sort of
hate art
guaranteeing
so much.
A's and A stars or your money back, and I was quite intrigued by that.
Just
There's
click that. I'm tired of art.
I followed them down to the front of the store until I saw so many watery prints going all over that it was
Hey, this
impossible to
look like lots
follow.
of people.
And
I know.
honestly,
One person can
horrifying
just
to
come
know
out
that
and
they'd
then go
walked
back
around
and
the
then, like,
entire
Yes,
place.
straight face.
I ran back to the office and locked myself inside, calling the
Well, at least you
police
have common
and waiting. As I sat there, I only got more scared as I couldn't
He said he
see
locked the
outside the
door.
office
Why-
door,
is this a
and the
mirror
rain
or
pouring
a
on the
glass,
building
or
was
it's
too
just
loud
the,
for me to
like,
hear anything
the
else.
video.
What's a
After
video?
10 minutes, the operator that had me on hold came back on the phone and said the police were right outside the building.
Oh,
I quickly got up and opened the door,
that's really quick
and
though.
right on the
They
ground
always
was
come
another
at
set
the
of
end
watery
of-
shoe prints alongside mine, leading right up to the office I was in. I
Those are
sprinted to the
police
front
officers.
and hurried to let the police in.
They look weird.
In their search, they didn't find anyone in the store. Security tapes were reviewed not long after, showing us a man in a dark jacket entering the building through a side door that had been left unlocked.
Oh,
He
goodness.
clearly spotted me early on and stayed hidden until I went on break. Then he walked around
That's not
aimlessly.
human. That's not
He didn't steal or break anything. He just went down the aisles and looked at the shelves. But the creepiest and most horrifying part was when I entered the office and waited for the police. The man came up to and stood outside
He
the
got
office
something to
door,
know.
waiting for several minutes as he stared at the doorknob like he was preparing for me to come out. Luckily, he decided to walk away a few minutes later and exited the store. No more footage of him was seen after that. The man never came back, and as far as I was told, he was never found. What he was doing that night is still uncertain, and it will likely remain as an eerie uncertainty for the rest of my life.
Okay. That one wasn't scary than the other one. The
Mm.
other one was much scarier. But still,
This one is better than the first one.
yeah, the first one was like, this one I would give it a 6. It wasn't that like
I'll give it a 5 because I'm like,
the guy wasn't like really jump scared, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, but he was doing some stupid stuff like opening the back door and like, oh my god,
But even though he opened the back door, the like
and forgot to lock the main gate. I think that he's meant to.
no, I think there's a side door.
Oh, okay.
Side door.
He's
So-
meant to lock everything, but
But anyways, thank you for watching. Make sure you like, share, comment down below, and turn that notification bell for more videos. You can comment down below and say what video we should react to next time. Bye.